Hello guys and welcome back to yet another diamond coin guide. So last time we did this, you might have seen the videos back then, maybe you're an old subscriber, maybe you're new and just saw that I've done this successful the last time I did it. It was past some time and I'm very happy that I skipped the years after because they were very wild and a lot of surprising things happened then. I think this year is going to be easier to predict once again, so let's jump right into it. It is very important to mention that they made some very weird changes, or not weird, actually good changes, but for us as a consumer it is not that easy anymore to get the diamond coin because Cloud9, for example, place 10 in the world. They're going to smurf through this, I'm absolutely certain. But now, you used to be able to just put them into advanced for a safe point, because we only need 5 correct pick Ms in the opening stage. If you get more, that's going to do nothing. We are playing to get the diamond coin. So, all we need to do is these challenges, get 5 correct pick Ms. So, we would just put the top tier teams right here into advanced. That is not a thing anymore, because as you see, 3-0 advanced, 3-1, 3-2. So, if they go 3-0 and we put them in here, we don't get a point anymore. You see what I'm trying to say, what they changed? So it is actually harder, but we also have 10 picks now. So, as I already spoiled, Cloud9 smurfing through it. No doubt in my mind. Now for the second one, it's going to be a little bit harder. The second 3-0 is arguable between Eternal Fire. These Turkish guys are just insane. They are really on fire. I believe in them. I'm going to pick them over Ence, the second team that has the potential to just sweep 3-0 through this, because for one simple reason: if you've been in the betting game, if you've been there, then Ence disappointed you enough times to not bet on them anymore. That's why I'm going to go for Eternal Fire. By the way, another point why I'm so certain about Cloud9, they have the easiest matchups. They are going 3-win through 3-win through 3-win. So what do I mean by matchups? Let me show you. So as you can see, we already know the first outcomes. Like, we know the first matchups that are going to happen. The first game is going to be Cloud9 versus Aesthetic. 3-win Cloud9, no doubt in my mind. So next up, if this is the case, if Cloud9 wins against Aesthetic, we only know these ones so far, right? If Cloud9 wins versus Aesthetic and Furia wins versus Legacy, the next match is going to be Cloud9 against Furia, and I'm also certain they're going to win that. And if that is the case and Apex wins versus Heroic, then the next match is going to be Cloud9 versus Apex. We can turn it around, because this is not one that I'm very certain of. We can say, alright, Heroic is going to win and Heroic is going to play Cloud9 and Eternal Fire is going to play Ence. This is why these two are uncertain. You need to make your pick, who is winning against who here, basically. And once again, I believe Cloud9 is just going to smurf through this, and I believe in the outcome that these two are going to win. It could be also Ence instead of Eternal Fire here, but as you can see, as long as Cloud9 is winning, as long as Eternal Fire is winning, Eternal Fire is not going to face off against Cloud9, so these two favorites are not going to fight each other. Same for Ence and Cloud9. So the very high tier competitors in this tier, in the challengers, are not going to face off. These three, Cloud9, Ence and Eternal Fire, that's why I believe they all three are. One of them, Cloud9, has the potential to go unbeaten. If things go a little bit weird, we are going to see Ence versus Eternal Fire, and they need to make your pick. Alright, that's the reasoning for my 3-0. Alright, so I believed it was common sense and we were all on the same page about my 3-0s. Now the 0-3s. This is where things get a little bit mixed up, where more options are opening up. I want to show you my reasoning once again, my suspicions, and why I think these teams are going to be 0-3 eliminated. There are 4 to pick from, I believe, and make your picks. Maybe on my reasoning, maybe with some more research, whatever you prefer. And I will put the link down in the description for the site that I just used, so you can play these scenarios through yourself. Alright, so Lyn Vision down here. These guys. So, we are either going to pick them 0-3 or not to pick them at all. Why? Lyn has not been to the international scene, I think, so far, or at least I haven't seen them, so please correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. They are an Asian team and they've only played Asian teams before. And whatever, like the Asian version of the RMR, I've seen them play and they are good. Alright, they are good. but not good in a like pros way. It's a little bit like if you've seen the Africa ones, the Africa games. They have their own league over there, and it's the question if the Asian League can hold with the World's League, and honestly, I believe they cannot. So here's the problem why I don't put them into 0-3. Another really weak team. First off, they're like, I think, lowest place team, even on HLTV right now, from the teams playing in this major. So they are place 33, and 5 places next to them is going to be Pain Gaming with 38. And they are going to face off each other. If they lose their first games, they are going to face off. It's going to be Pain versus Lün. And now is the question, who is going to win? Lün versus Pain. Because they are going to have 1 win, and so they are not going 0-3. Like, we have 2 trash tier teams facing off against each other. One is going to take the win. If not, I would put both of these just down there in 0-3. But this makes this thing scary. So, what else could we put down there? What else could just go for an instant lose? I am going to actually put Legacy. I know, I'm a Cold fan myself. Coldzera, the GOAT. He was GOATed. He probably is still the GOAT, but not right now. Right now he's out of form. He's having problems with CS2. Or since it adapted to CS2 Pro scene. So I don't believe he will be able to carry his team. And if he doesn't carry his team, this is not going to be their stage. This is why I'm putting them into 0-3 eliminated. They are not facing off other trash teams. We will check in a second when we go over to the other screen again to make sure. I believe maybe Koi they were facing off, but I don't even think that they can take that in their current form. So Legacy is going to be a pretty safe pick for me down here. Now, who's the second pick? Like I said, it could be Lün. Lün is a good idea. But maybe they beat Pain, and then Pain is going to be 0-3. What I think is more safe to pick is going to be Amcal Esports. I'm sorry, we already have one team of your kind that is going to absolutely go through this, but you guys are not going to cut it. I'm pretty certain. Amcal is trash. Let me clarify, by the way. When I say trash, I'm talking relative. Amcal Esports is trash if you compare them to the others in the stage. If you compare to Eternal Fire, if you compare to Cloud9, to Ence, to Furia, to Heroic, and so on. If you compare to Furia, for example, they are placed 16 in the world on HLTV right now. Compared to Furia, Amcal Esports is trash. But Furia, compared to the top teams of the world right now, to the like top 10, compared, they are the trash. And compared to us, you watching this video and me making this video, we are trash compared to every single one of these teams. Alright, clarifier out of the way. I've already said it. Furia plays 16 in the world. Pretty strong team. In this stage, in the opening stage, very strong team. I'm going to put them here in 3-1, 3-2. Also, same for Ence. I'm going to believe, I showed you earlier, they're going to play Eternal Fire. They're going to lose Eternal Fire. They're going to win all their other games. So, they're going 3-1 into the Advanced Hub. Now it's getting a little bit harder to pick from, but we still have 2 more rather safe picks, or not safe. Like I said, it's getting harder now to predict, but still high tier teams that we need to put in advanced for sure. Like, I don't even think there's an argument to be made to not put Heroic and Apex in here. Just very strong teams, big franchise. Very much training, much work into the game. So let's just pick Heroic and Apex, put them in here. Alright, so the last 2 are very uncertain. And I have 3 that I had to pick from. I'm going to share with you who these 3 teams are right now, and then we are going to change the screen again. So we have Saw, we have Pandas, and we have the Mongols. So Koi is interesting, but I don't think... I think Koi is winning the easy matchups, but if they win, they're going into a harder matchup. They stand no chance again. So, Mongols, Pandas, and Saw. Let me show you the problem here. So, what's the problem, Hunter? Why can't I just pick Saw and Mongols? Well. So, first off, Saw versus Koi is the first match we know is going to happen, and 9 Pandas versus Amcal. Like I said, Amcal, no, sorry, Pandas is going to win. we have Saw versus Koi. I'm pretty certain Saw is going to take this one home. So, what does this mean in the end? Also, Eternal Fire against Mongo is not even an argument. Eternal Fire is going to win. So, what then happens? Mongo's Koi, alright. What also is going to happen then? Let me see. Pandas Ence, alright. And where's our third one? I can't seem to find Saw right now. Here, Saw versus Eternal Fire, like I said, no argument. And this is where we are going to end up with Saw versus the Mongols. This is a fight that is most likely going to happen if what we just said is true. We are going to have, or like this is going to be true, we have these matchups. And then these ones are going to form out if these winners are correct. And then in the end we are going to have Saw versus Mongols. And like I said, we cannot have these two teams play against. Like maybe they still pull through, like a 3-2 or 3-1 is both advanced top. So they might be able to pull through. But still, as you can see, they are both Saw and Pandas in my version in the 3-2 tab. So if one of their wins is going to turn a lose, they're going to go down to 2-3. In this case, Mongols. So this game, Saw versus Mongols, if I change this to Mongols win, instead you're going to see, instead we're going to have the Mongols down here and Saw down here. So, if you change this back to a win, we are going to change these two again. So, don't get confused here, by the way, I did not adjust this. So this is why we saw two teams drop down there. But what point I'm trying to make here, the outcome out of these two trash teams playing against each other in a best of one is rather random and has a big influence on our win. One thing that is not changing though, we can press these all day, like now Mongols win, now Saw wins. Now Mongols win, now Saw wins. As you can see, 9 Pandas is not changing. This is why 9 Pandas is going to be the one of the last two picks we are going to make. And the other one is between Mongols and Saw. We can change them how we like. We're going to say either team is going to win against Lün, the Asian guys that I've just talked about, right now the worst team in this matchup. And then they need to play over here, as you can see, Pandas. If we change this, Mongols, and the Mongols play the Pandas. And as you can see, if it was Saw, because they have an easier bracket here before, then Saw is going to end in the 3-2. Otherwise, we say Mongols win here, then Mongols is going here, winning against Aesthetic, they are the 3-2. So, for the very last pick, make your favorite. I'm sorry, I might have gotten a mixed up right now, I'm noticing in my head a little bit. I will try to have a little bit clearer instructions on the next stage, or easier to follow. And for now, we're going to tap back into the game, and we are going to finish our predictions. Like I said, Pandas, for sure. Pandas has not this issue with fighting against another team that might or might not advance by winning that. And now, as we said, Mongols versus Saw. Pick what you prefer, because each of them, they are playing against each other, and basically I believe the outcome of Saw versus Mongols is going to be the finish line for either of these to be advanced or to not advanced. And I personally think Saw has a higher chance of doing it, so I am going to pick Saw. Imperial is also possible. Aesthetic is possible, Koi is possible, I believe. Pain and Lün can't do it. Pain and Lün were also our candidates for 0-3. Also very reliable, like if you prefer, you can also choose Lin over Amkal or Lün over Legacy. I would choose, if you want Lün in here, I would choose them over Amkal, not over Legacy. They are just not doing so great right now. And yeah, like I said, you have this matchup, Pain versus Lün. And if you want to take one in out of them, I would take Lün in here, not Pain. But it's the safest to just leave both out of there. And yeah, also Mongols and Saw, I'm going to think Saw is going to take it. That's why I'm picking Saw here. And that are all my picks about these teams, Imperial, Koi, and Aesthetic, like I said, they could also be here in this last spot. This last spot is very flexible. These two last spots are very flexible. But out of the reasoning and the matchups that I just made, these are going to be my picks. We are going to save all our picks. And with that, I'm going to say goodbye to you guys for today. And I am going to see you guys in the next stage, in the next video. So we are going to get this diamond coin done. See you right then.